I'm first and foremost a dramatist and should never be confused with biographers. And I would also say that the amount of liberty I take depends to some degree on the subject itself. When I was writing about the Marquis de Sade in Quills, there's a tradition of other authors appropriating him as a cultural icon and using him for their own purposes, like Yukiya Mishima in Madame de Sade, or Peter Weiss in The Execution of Jean-Paul Marat. So I felt that to appropriate him from history and put him in my own allegory was perfectly okay. And I also know that whenever you're writing about a historical figure, there's some academic slaving away in some little garret somewhere who's devoted their entire life to Sade, and they see in your play or your movie their first opportunity to get a piece in the New York Times talking about what that author got wrong. So you can always be assured that you'll weather some corrections. But I like to think I'm still true to the spirit, and in the case of Sade, when we did the movie, the Marquis de Sade, in truth, did not die as Geoffrey Rush does in the film. In reality, Sade was addicted to bonbons, ate too many, and had a heart attack. In the film, Joaquin Phoenix is administering his last rites and presses a crucifix to his lips, which Geoffrey Rush then swallows, and he expires. But I like to think that we were true to the spirit of Sade's death because the crucifix was made of chocolate. Similarly, I would say that with Grey Gardens, again, there's an original document, the film itself, that viewers can return to, and that gives you a certain degree of security. But the great late Edie Beale wrote Albert Maysles after she saw the documentary, and she said, "It's a wonderful movie, Al. I just wish there'd been more singing and dancing." So, in adapting Her Life into a musical, we felt we honored that wish. And finally, with I Am My Own Wife, because she was a historical figure that most of the world did not know about. She had not been written about before. There were not biographies you could rush to in your library to correct the record. There were not academics writing about her in Gilded Towers. I felt I had to hold myself to a very different standard of truth. So very little in that play is for dramatic effect. Most of it is fairly literal.